Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the show. We've got nothing better to do. Show where we talk about movies, TV shows, video games, and comic books because we've got nothing better to do. I'm your host, Nathaniel, and this week I am joined by Parker and Jeremy, and we are back, and I gotta say, it's good to be back. And I bet you heard, you did hear it because I put it in, our sick new intro beat. Shout outs to my man, Some Sleep. He made that beat for us. You can follow him on Instagram at, let me check real quick just to be sure. It's _ some sleep, and that's SUMSLEEP. So go give him a follow on Instagram. But yeah, he made our beat for us, so we'll be using that from now on. And yeah, we've been gone, but we are back now. So, how you guys been? Are you excited to be back here, of all places, once again?
Yeah, back in Discord.
Yeah.
Me
Specifically, we're gonna the chat, channel.
That's true. We haven't been in this the chat in a while.
Yeah, it's been a while, but it's good to be back. Well, we've got a lot of news to go over. So you know the way. Let's just hop right into it. Starting with movie news. Sorry if you can hear rumbling. I'm opening up a Reese's peanut butter cup because I want one. First bit of movie news. Also, by the way, I still have this stupid cough. I'm not sick, but I cough every 3 seconds, so that's fun. The Transformers reboot that we were talking about a few weeks ago, one of those is going to be Beast Wars, which is the series that the original Transformers animated show was replaced with after they killed everyone in the animated movie. And that show looked like crap because it's like early 3D CG animation. Really ugly looking. But essentially, I think it's really far in the future. And sorry, I'm chewing my Reese's peanut butter cup. We're not sponsored by them, but if Reese's, you want to sponsor us, then you know where to find us. What was I saying? Yeah, Beast Wars. Essentially, it takes place in the future from the Transformers, the show, and it's there's a dude that really liked Optimus Prime, so he kind of takes on his mantle, and he's Optimus Primal, but he's still a truck, but he looks like a gorilla, and essentially all the Transformers are based off of animals of some sort, and it's really weird, and I think a lot of people remember it fondly, but I never watched it. I think Ben might have, or he knows a little bit about it. But yeah, as long as it doesn't look stupid, I can get behind it. I think it'd make more sense if you did it's a prequel, and it's early Transformers, way before the ones we know, Optimus Prime and Bumblebee. But they're based off of animals instead of vehicles. So it's their actual primal Transformers. That's why they're based off animals. But then again, how would they know what animals are? Because they're robots. But I don't know. You could probably.
That's not the point.
You could probably write around it, And we don't have to worry about it too much. But yeah, so one of them is gonna be Beast Wars, or I think it's called Beast Wars. Beast Wars. I feel like it might be called Beast Hunters, but I don't think so. But more movie news. So we talked about how Scott Derrickson dropped out of Doctor Strange 2. But I don't think this is confirmed yet, but apparently Sam Raimi was in talks to take up the mantle for it. You might know Sam Raimi from the original Spider-Man trilogy. So the Tobey Maguire ones, he was the director. So obviously the first
Oh
two.
no.
Well, the first two are good. They're fine. It's the third one that's bad. They're fine. But he's also done like the Evil Dead series, and he did some other movies, some other like movies. But he is a horror director, kind of like Scott Derrickson is. So maybe we could be seeing the horror elements kind of sneak their way back in. But also, I mean, there's probably no way this would happen. But everyone is like, oh, what if? Because it's called the Multiverse of Madness. What if Doctor Strange meets Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man in like an alternate universe? Which would be cool, but
It'd be too cool for Disney.
I don't think it would happen. I don't know. I know it won't happen is a better way of stating that. But I mean, I think Sam Raimi is be a good choice for Doctor Strange too. He obviously has some experience with like the superhero genre and stuff, so yeah, I think he'd be good. Next bit of news. Indiana Jones 5. Gosh. Indiana Jones 5 will happen. And Harrison Ford is
But
involved.
why?
Because money.
Yeah, but the fourth one was just so bad.
But I don't think George Lucas is going to be a part of it because Disney owns Lucasfilm. But yeah, Indy 5 will happen. Harrison Ford is involved, and it won't be a prequel or a reboot. It'll be a continuation. So it'll still be old man Indiana Jones. No de-aging for Harrison Ford. Yeah, I mean, I'm actually kind of excited for this, or intrigued. I would say I'm excited because obviously Indiana Jones series is great, not counting the fourth one. And they're just like beloved movies, and they're fun. And I would definitely go see a new one, which obviously is happening. But I'm curious whether or not like they'll bring Shia LaBeouf back because I think he's at this point he's no longer a joke. So if they got him back, people would be like, oh yeah, I see Shia LaBeouf and Harrison Ford in a Indiana Jones movie. Yeah, I'd be down for it. Indiana Jones.
Sounds like good.
Obviously, they have to get the right people, but and then more comic book movie news. We got the reveal of Matt Reeves' The Batman. It's a screen test of Robert Pattinson in the bat suit.
Camera test.
Yeah, that's what I said.
You said screen test.
Same difference. Yes, it's a camera test of Robert Pattinson in the bat suit. It looks good. I like it. Also, Robert Pattinson has the strongest jawline I think I've ever seen. Like
Who?
Edward from Twilight.
Oh.
If like of all the people to wear the cowl, I think Robert Pattinson looks the most like Batman because that thing is like someone taped a brick to the bottom of his face. He's got a very strong jawline, and it looks good in the cowl.
Do you have a picture?
Did you not see it?
Mm-mm.
I can find it for you. But yeah, it looks really good. And the suit, because it's supposed to be like a Batman Year One storyline. So the suit looks like it's the first one that he's made because it's like it's cloth and leather, and you can see the stitching, and it's like not quite like the Batman suit we know and love. But it looks really good, and then we get to see the logo in it, which it kind of looks like a piece of like it's armored, but the theory right now is that the logo is actually a gun barrel, or not gun barrel, it'd be a gun handle, and it's the theory is that it's the gun that killed his parents. Like he shaped it into the bat logo, which I think is a cool, like tidbit or like idea to use. But yeah, everything looks really good. And I'm actually really like kind of excited for this movie now. I'm excited to see what like Matt Reeves does with it. And like at the end where you can actually kind of see his eyes. Holy crap, his pupils are so freaking large. Like it looks like his eyes are all black. It kind of creeped me out. But the whole thing I think looks good. Jeremy, you saw it, right?
The screen test?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you think of it?
It looks sweet. You definitely got the jawline. That's like the first
Yeah.
thing you notice.
And I like how his cape has like a little like neck guard on the back. Like it kind of looks like a collar, sort of. 'Cause you can just kind of tell it's very like he's still figuring out how to make his suit. What about you, Parker? What do you think of it?
I think it's cool. It doesn't really look like Robert Pattinson
No, not really.
when you can't see his eyes.
Mm-mm. But yeah, it looks good. I'm excited. Oh my gosh, something keeps connecting and disconnecting from my computer, and it's making that do-do-do sound. So I apologize if you've heard that like 30 times in the past couple minutes. Next bit of movie news is the Sonic the Hedgehog movie came out 3 days ago now. And
Yeah, I never went and saw it.
I haven't seen it yet either. I really want to.
I should go tomorrow.
I really want to. But it has the best opening weekend of any video game movie, and has currently is the highest rating video game movie. It made 58 million in its opening weekend. And I think it's sitting at around a 70% rating for like most of the publications. So yeah, it's apparently it's pretty good. People are liking it because people keep seeing it. There's not really anything else coming out or competing with it right now. But yeah, it's doing pretty good because it already beat Detective Pikachu, which was like obviously before this it was the highest rated and I think most grossing video game movie before this. And that's crazy because Pokemon is literally the most like the best selling, most popular IP on the planet. So the fact that Sonic beat it is pretty like incredible when you think about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we've gotten 2 good video game movies in a row. So is this the end of the video game movie curse? Thoughts?
No.
Why do you say no? What? I'm trying to think if there's like any big video game movies coming out soon. I don't think so. I mean, the Uncharted movie is like in development hell right now. I don't know if there's we have the Mario animated movie coming soon. I don't know. Oh, I think Division 2 is getting a movie. We talked about that, right? With like Jake Gyllenhaal and
Oh yeah.
what's her face? Jessica Chastain. Both of which I really like. So yeah, I think it might be done. I think people are starting to figure out how to like actually make video game movies. And I think like a Metal Gear Solid movie is in the works from the guy who did Kong Skull Island. So I don't know. It could be over. I'm hopeful. Unlike you two. I think we could see a video game movie renaissance at this point. But last thing in the movie bracket for today is the Oscars were last week, and I'd say it was a pretty good show overall. Nothing too controversial, nothing too cringy. Just an overall pretty good, decent show.
Pretty good, decent.
Yeah. It wasn't too much of anything. So as I don't know, if you aren't like into the Oscars or the entertainment scene, you might not have enjoyed this particular one, but I mean, I enjoyed it. But couple of the highlights of the night, there was a random Eminem performance in the middle of the show, which I was like, really like, what the heck? I mean, it was fine. He did one of his good songs, but they were doing like a segment on songs made for movies, and it like did a bunch of had like a bunch of montages of different ones. So there was like "I Will Always Love You" from The Bodyguard, and like trying to think of some of the other ones they did, but just like big ones. I think they did like a Bond song, like "Live and Let Die" or something like that. But then at the end of it, they showed a scene from 8 Mile, and it starts going ding 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 ding, and then I was like, oh cool, like they put in "Lose Yourself," but then the scene kept going, and I was like, what's going on? And then the stage lifts up, and it's old man Eminem, like he looks so old with that beard, and he put on some weight, so he just looks like an old man now. But yeah, he performed "Lose Yourself" because it's a song from 8 Mile, and like the first 2 reaction shots they put were of Martin Scorsese, and he was like, what the heck is going on? And then they went to Billie Eilish, and she had this like disgusted look on her face. She's like, what the heck? And so that just made me laugh, because it was like the 2 opposite sides of the spectrum, like probably one of the younger people there, and then Martin Scorsese is probably one of the oldest people there. And neither of them are from the generation that liked Eminem. And then eventually they started cutting to people that were like, that would have been listening to him, and they were all like, head bobbing and stuff and enjoying it. But I just thought it was funny how they're probably like, what do the kids like? Eminem. Yeah, let's do Eminem. And it's like,
yeah.
none of the kids really like Eminem. I think you guys like Eminem. Because like people who are like 30 now are the people that grew up listening to Eminem. So, which is weird to think about. Yeah, Eminem had a performance. Parasite swept the show. I think they won 4 or 5 awards, because they won best screenplay, foreign film, director, and best picture. So 4. So yeah, they definitely swept, and very well deserved, because I saw the movie the day after the Oscars. Very good movie. I haven't seen a movie like that in a pretty long time. I mean, I don't think I've seen a movie like that, but I mean like of that quality, and like it's just so good in everything it does. It's been a while since I've seen a movie that's just so all-encompassingly good. So I would say it definitely deserved it. I assume, Jeremy, you would agree with me because you saw it, right?
Yeah, it was very good.
Yeah. Brad Pitt got his first Oscar win for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So good for him. He's like 50-something now. But his boy Leo got one last year or 2 years ago. And now he's got one.
Ooh. I thought it was longer than that.
Oh, it might have been, because it was for The Revenant. That was like 2016.
Yeah.
So 4 years ago. Dang.
I was gonna say that was when I was in high school still.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that didn't seem that long ago. I guess yesterday didn't seem so far away. um sorry. Joaquin
What the
Phoenix.
hell?
He won the award for best Joker. I mean, best actor for Joker. Which is cool, I guess. Joker got a win. I haven't seen it, but I mean, it's cool. But his speech was probably the most political thing of the night. It dragged on for a while because they don't limit the speeches for best actor, actress, best director, and best picture. I think they might. I think they do for screenplay, so not all of the big five. But for those four, they don't limit the speech. So he went on for like 3 minutes. It was a little cringy. And technically, some of the stuff he said was true about like cows and stuff. But he was literally just crying over spilled milk. I don't know if that was the audience to do that for. But that was probably the cringiest part of the show. And then, I just had to mention, for all the kids, all the cool kids, the Billie Eilish performance. She did a cover of Yesterday, which was pretty lit. It's pretty good. Cover of Yesterday for the in memoriam section. Yeah, I'd say those are like kind of the highlights of the Oscars this year. And I actually saw most of the nominees for Best Picture this year. So once I saw Parasite compared to the others, I was like, yeah, I could see why Parasite won. Because it is very good. That's it for movie news. So into TV shows. Owen Wilson was cast in the Loki TV show for a major role, which we don't know who it is, but there's sorry. The theory is that it's Rick. I don't want to say Rick James, but I think it actually is Rick James. Not like the singer, but he's like a recurring character in Marvel Comics. He's like he doesn't have any powers. He's just kind of like a point of view character for the reader. So he just kind of like gets caught in different Marvel stories. So I think paired with Loki, he was obviously a magic trickster god. If you pair him with a non-powered kind of normal guy dolt of a character, it's a good dynamic. So that's the rumor of what he is. He could be like Thor's dumb version from another universe or something like that. We don't know. But yeah.
Oh, that should happen.
He's or he could be their
Call him Door.
And he first thing is he shows up, Loki sees him, and he catches his version of Mjolnir and just goes, wow. Wow. Yeah, so Owen Wilson's in Loki. We got release dates, well, more like release months for the big Disney Plus shows coming out this year. So we got Captain Falcon and the Winter Soldier in August. That should be his name because he's Captain America and Falcon, so he should be Captain Falcon.
Or the American
Falcon. I don't think
Falcon.
he get the trademark for that.
Or Falcon America.
No.
I'm Falcon America. Or American Falcon.
Yeah, American Falcon.
Okay, we'll go with that one. That's in August. Mando season 2 is in October, and WandaVision.
So soon.
Yeah, it is.
I know.
WandaVision is in December. So we got all those to look forward to, and then we have Clone Wars in 10 days, I think.
I know. I'm halfway through season 3.
Yeah,
Or more than halfway.
That's where I'm at. I'm in season 3, which I think is like the turning point. That's where the show starts to get really good because that's where it's like
Yeah,
the overarching plot, where it's essentially the Darth Maul plot is the rest of the show. We'll talk about Clone Wars later. But yeah, so those are coming all this year, later in the year, and then we got the Stranger Things season 4 teaser a few days ago. You guys have all seen season 3, right?
No.
Yeah, no.
You haven't? Oh.
I haven't finished it. I started it.
Okay, well then this is a spoiler, so I can mute myself while I explain it if you don't want to know.
I don't care.
I'll deafen myself.
Okay, go for it. So at the end of season 4 or season 3, Hopper blows up.
Damn.
But there's an end credits scene in Russia where they say they're in like a prison and they're like they just tested or they have a demodog in Russia. So they somehow got a hold of a demodog. And they just fed some dude to it. And they're like essentially they said, should we use the American? That was fluent Russian if you didn't know. They said, should we use the American?
I believe it.
And so it's implied that the American is Hopper. So he somehow survived the explosion. Which I don't know how he did, because that kind of like... He was like 5 feet away, and it was a big energy blast. But, I don't know. There's weirder things in the show.
Maybe they'll introduce zombies, and he'll be Zombie Hopper.
Well, the teaser is... It's in Russia, and there's some like a bunch of like people building a railroad while like Russian soldiers are like on guard duty, and then you see some guy, he's like building it, and he's bald, and then he like turns around and lifts up his head, and it's Hopper. So there's confirmation that Hopper is alive. He is in Russia. He is in Russia. Woo! And the teaser is called From Russia with Love. So either he's going to escape or it's going to be all about Hopper in Russia. Or it'll be like they somehow introduce portals and they save him or something. I don't know. It could be a lot of things. But that was the teaser. You can undeafen Jeremy.
I just messaged him.
Okay. I'm gonna say something when he comes back. So yeah, essentially there's unicorns now, and they have to team up with the Mind Flayer to fight the evil unicorn. Oh, I didn't see that you were unmuted, Jeremy. Sorry, I didn't mean to spoil that.
I heard you say you were gonna say something funny.
Frick! Yeah. Okay. So Stranger Things season 4 teaser. I have written down maybe talk about Super Bowl commercials. I don't know, because that was what we were supposed to do, but we didn't. That
was a long time ago.
Yeah, I do have a list, so I can like kind of go over some, but the Black Widow trailer that was in the Super Bowl. I don't remember what happened in that new trailer. I don't think there was like a lot more. They showed some more Taskmaster and stuff. But yeah. Some of my favorite commercials was the skinny Jason Momoa one where he takes off all his muscles.
Yeah.
That one was really
that
good.
one was disturbing.
He's literally All Might. It's All Might's 2 forms. Please laugh. But I think you can only pull off that commercial when you're as like muscular and good looking and self-confident as Jason Momoa, because if you weren't, that it wouldn't, like, it would just fall apart.
It'd be funny.
Yeah, it wouldn't be funny. But it is very funny. This one I wasn't like super jazzed on, but I did think it was kind of funny. It's funny though that all 3 of these people are from Boston, but only one of them had a serviceable Bostonian accent, and that was the Smart Pock one with like Chris Evans and John Krasinski.
Yeah.
It was funny, but their accents were a little rough, especially Krasinski's. But yeah, that one was good. And then the Oikos bubble butt one, where he's like, "Look at that
See,
run!
I missed that one.
Look at
I
that
don't
bubble
remember.
butt." That was hilarious. I was laughing the whole time. Just bubble butt. NFL glutes need lots of protein. That was funny. I really liked that one. And it was so clever. Or it was so like nonchalant because it's like you think, oh, this is a combine commercial, and then the announcer's like, look at that, look at his legs, look at that bubble butt, and I was like, wait, what? And then the song starts playing. I was like, this is the greatest thing. I think my favorite one was actually this one, and it was the Bud Light commercial with Post Malone.
Oh, that one was good.
The part that made it for me is where he's walking at the end, and just in his stupid Post Malone voice goes, "Got any pretzels?" Just the way he says it, it made me laugh so hard.
Yeah,
it's pretty good. I have written down Jimmy Michelob. I don't remember what that one was. I'm gonna look it up real quick.
Jimmy Michelob.
Yeah, so it was a Michelob commercial. Oh, it's Jimmy Fallon in a Michelob commercial. Oh, it's him and John Cena working out in a Michelob commercial. Oh, chucks a kettlebell through the wall. Oh yeah, it's just him working out essentially. But yeah, that one was pretty funny now that I'm looking at it. We got the teaser for the Marvel TV shows. That one was pretty cool. We got to see in it. We see Falcon throw the shield. We see some of the WandaVision stuff, like the different decades, and like we get to see her in the actual Scarlet Witch outfit, which was cool. I think those are and then at the end there's a little teaser for Loki where he's in a prison, and the logo on his shirt is from like, I forget what they're called, but they're essentially like the Marvel Time Police, like time and space police. So assumedly he gets arrested by them for messing around in time and dimensions. So maybe that's what the show is about, like him messing around and then he gets arrested, then he breaks out, and then maybe he's on the run or something like that. The T-Mobile commercial with Anthony Anderson. Oh yeah, I like this one. Was pretty funny. It's so Anthony Anderson, he buys his mom a phone on T-Mobile, and she's like calling him from all the different places that it has reception from. And it's funny because she's a black mom. That's why it's funny. But then at the end, he's like, "Why are you calling me again?" And she's like, "I just want to tell you I love you." And he's like, "Oh yeah, I love you. You're welcome." And then like 5 seconds later, she calls him again. She's like, "It works in the kitchen." And just the delivery it's very funny. And then he calls him again later. She's like, "It works in the club." And he's like, "Mama, what you doing in the club?" But it was funny.
I thought it was like a Tide one, which you should clean your shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, with Charlie Day.
I was hoping he would show up more.
I thought he showed up a lot already.
Showed up a lot.
I didn't see it, but I just kept I saw like the end of the commercial, but he kept showing up in all these other commercials, and I was like, what is this? But I guess it's because you can wait a while before you even need to wash it. That's how strong the Tide Pods are. But yeah, he kept showing up, and I'm like, what is this from? And then the last one I have is the Bill Murray Jeep Groundhog Day one, where he keeps living the same day in the Jeep Gladiator.
Oh, yeah.
That one was
I don't remember that one either.
Groundhog Day.
Yeah. But I would at this time like to take a moment of silence for the San Francisco 49ers.
No.
They
You don't get the moment of silence.
They died on the field, and
On national television.
I was distraught for a few days. But yeah, that was not a fun not a fun day for me. Also, so like we had family over. Well, not my family. But they were like, "Oh, we're doing a betting pool for the scores and stuff." And I was like, "What?" And they're like, oh, like no one told you? And I was like, no. They're like, oh, well, you have to pay $5. Like everyone's doing it, so you have to do it. And I was like, great. I didn't even give them the money, but they're like, so the point is like you draw a card from like 1 through 10, and if the two scores at the end of each quarter add up to your number, like if they ended, like if you had an 8 and the scores added up was 28, you would win. Like a quarter of the pot for each quarter. So they were doing that, and in the second half, that was all anyone was talking about, because literally only my family was the 49er fans. So the other people there were like, they were just there to watch the game. But the whole time, and even my mother, because she's not a real big football fan, she just knows we like the 49ers. My mom, all they were talking about was the betting pool. And I was getting so pissed off because I can't tell these people off because they're my sister's in-laws. Or my sister's grandparent in-laws. I don't know what's the right term for that. But I'm like, I wanted to...
How are they related to you?
They're Joel's grandparents. So Joel's family was over. But I was like, I was getting so angry. I'm like, I wanted to yell at them. I'm like, go in the other room. Like, if you're not going to pay attention and you're going to talk about this, leave. Like, I was so close to snapping on these people because it was like, it was stressful the second half of the game. Like, we were barely winning and then we lost. Like, I'm sorry, I'm getting fired up over it. But, like, I almost told my mom. I, like, almost told her off. I was like, can you go in the other room? But that's neither here nor there. I'm digressing. The only commercial I did not like was the baby nut commercial, because it was
that was
stupid.
So weird.
Because I guess the Peanuts company or whatever they're called, I don't even know, the Planters, that's what it is, Planters Peanuts, they're cashing in on the baby craze that was started with the child from Mandalorian. But the child, yeah, it was dumb. Also, I just want to meet the guy. I thought it was a good idea for the name and the hashtag to be baby nut. I just want to meet him. I just want to talk.
That's the best part about it.
I
don't know what you're
talk.
talking about.
Like, how many people did this go through? And every single one of them thought, hashtag baby nut is a good thing, and we should definitely promote it. I just want to know. But also on Twitter, I keep seeing the like posts, and they're so cringy. They're so stupid. They're like some of the worst 3D animation I've seen. And they're like of him like flossing, doing the floss dance, and like
no,
like dancing, and like, oh, I've got my giraffe stuffed animal. What should I name him? And like doing a poll. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, literally, what are you doing? Who thought this was a good idea? I don't know. It's yeah, it is bad. It's pretty bad. So yeah, that was the Super Bowl. There's the halftime show, but I mean, you don't really need to talk about. All you really need to know is hips don't lie. You know, big ol' Latina booty. You know what I'm saying? Like some Latin booty. No.
Oh God.
What was that?
Parker knows what that is.
You have to know.
And if
you
know,
wanna know.
you know.
You have to know to know.
Yeah.
If you move down here, you'll know. Video game news. First one is Disney, being the the smart company that it is, said, "Oh, you want Sora and Smash? Nah. No. Yeah, you don't need it. No, you don't. No, we're not gonna do that. No." So yeah, Square Enix is for it. The developers are for it. Nintendo is for it because apparently they asked. Disney was just like, no. And like, yeah, Sora, he has the keychain that's, the necklace that's Mickey Mouse. So there would be some Disney representation if they put him in Smash. I mean, they could change it. If they put him in Smash.
Why does Disney
like,
want to be a part of everything but Smash?
I don't know. But I mean, like, I don't know if you could put Donald and Goofy in it. Because it's like, well, they're not video game characters. But you could put in, like, Riku and Kairi. Like, the actual Kingdom Hearts characters. You don't have to put in Donald and Goofy. Although, like, that would make sense for his final Smash if they came in and did, like, a team-up attack. But yeah, I don't know. But Sora would make a lot of sense for Smash, and it would make a lot of people happy. And he'd probably play really cool too. Like he'd be like a mix between like Shulk and probably Link. Yeah, I mean he'd be kind of cool. He'd be like a stance, like special heavy kind of sword fighter character, which I think would be really cool. But yeah, Disney said no, but. Recently, the head of Disney Games division said that video games is going to get a big push, that they're going to start really focusing on Disney properties and video games again. So maybe they okay him being in Smash. I don't know. I assume the Fighters Pass is already, like, they're already have all been picked. So he might not be getting in. And I don't know if they would do another Fighter's Pass, because that's essentially like they're already doing 2 years of support for Smash. So I don't know if they do a Fighter's Pass 3. I mean, it's kind of a bummer, but Sora probably won't make it into Ultimate. But something that might be coming to the Switch is Persona 5, which the developers Atlas they asked fans, like, what games would you want to see come to the Switch? And obviously Persona 5 is one of them. One of the developers said, like, hey, if you want Persona 5 to come to Switch, keep pushing for it, because you're making strides. So Persona 5 might come to Switch. So I know Ben is super happy at that prospect, because he's obsessed with Persona 5 but has never played it. So I mean,
That's pretty bad if he's obsessed with it already.
I really like FF7, and I've only ever played a tiny bit of it. So I don't know. It is what it is. But yeah. So Persona 5 might come to the Switch. I want to play Persona 5. I'll probably play it on PS4 though. I get the new edition eventually. Whenever I finish the giant backlog I have of games, and if I ever have time. But in more news, the release of Pokemon Home was last week, and
out of nowhere too. Then
they had said it was gonna be like mid-February. But they didn't say like what day it was until like the week of. So
yeah, it was weird. It was just like,
no,
yay, it's out.
It was just, it just kind of came out. They didn't really announce it. They're just like, it's gonna come out mid-February, and then it was out one day. So I spent a few hours getting all my Pokemon from X and Y, Omega Ruby, and Sun over to Pokemon Bank, and then to Pokemon Home. And while doing that, I realized when I booted up Ultra Sun that I had never even finished the game. I was like, oh. So yeah, I got all my Pokemon over, and like I have Pokemon from, I have Parker's Rayquaza from Pokemon Emerald. It has like Sleep Talk, Rest, and outrage, I think, is what your strategy was.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
Well, I remember you explained
Must
it
have
to
been
me.
amazing.
You're like, yeah, I just go to the Elite Four and just do
Oh,
rest and then sleep talk, and
yeah.
then he uses
Actually,
outrage and he doesn't get confused because he's asleep.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I have that. I have
Wait, who's
I
shiny
remember that.
Rayquaza? Who's that?
that was mine. I got it from an event. So I have a shiny Rayquaza. I have a shiny Yveltal. I have the Ash Pikachu. It's the Gen 3 hat one. I have the team I beat the game with from Platinum. I have the team I beat the game with from Black 2 and White 2. And the 2 shinies I got from that game. I have a bunch of Pokemon from X and Y. Because that was, when I started competitive, so I had a lot of Pokemon that I had bred. I had like every Mega Evolution. I caught a bunch of, I just caught a bunch of Pokemon in that game. So I have all those over, and then from Sun and Moon and X and Y, or not X and Y, Omega Ruby, I brought all those over. So I think in total I have like around 270 Pokemon.
Can you move those into the new game or no?
So you can move some of them into it now. So I have like all the starters. I think all the starters you can move into the game now. And then a lot of Sun and Moon Pokemon you can move in. I think every legendary you can move in.
Every legendary?
Yeah, every legendary and every
Rayquaza?
mythical Pokemon. I haven't seen Rayquaza. Maybe it's only some of the legendaries then, because I haven't seen a Rayquaza. I haven't done it yet. I've only seen these. But yeah, you can move in a good chunk of Pokemon returning now. Yeah, so I did that. I got all those transfers over. And then also, we got the teaser for a new mythical Pokemon.
Mega Gigantamax Alakazam.
Yes. Did you
I
guys...
prefer retarded Incineroar.
Did you guys see the full silhouette? Or have you only seen the half one still?
What do you mean half?
Because the original reveal was from the magazine, and it only showed half of it. But then they released the full silhouette later. So maybe you have just seen the full silhouette.
Yeah, I don't think I've only seen the full.
It looks like a cat / bear thing with spring-loaded fists. Maybe, I don't know.
I prefer the Crash Bandicoot you put in the chat.
Yeah, it kind of looks like Crash Bandicoot.
God, that'd be so bad.
I assume it's gonna be a fighting type, just because it's got big, lanky arms. But yeah, I don't know. I'm assuming it's gonna be a cat of some kind, but I don't know what it could be. Yeah, I don't really have an idea what it could be. I think it's gonna be revealed like today or tomorrow.
Do we know it's a new Pokemon and not?
Yeah, it's a new mythical Pokemon.
Okay.
It's not a returning or anything or a new form. But yeah, so that's gonna be sometime this week, and yeah. What would, based on its silhouette, what type do you think it might be?
I don't think it looks like a fighting type.
I have a strong suspicion it might be, though.
Well, the new legendary is already a fighting type. Like, if they release that many new fighting types,
I mean, clearly the Pokemon Company likes the fighting type, because I feel like everything's a fighting type.
I don't know. It could really be anything. I don't know. It's kind of got wings, but not really. So
it's gonna be water dark.
maybe Psychic Fire.
Psychic Fire would be cool.
See, it's giving me a really psychic vibe, and I don't know why.
I could see it being psychic.
It's like the bands a lot. And
Could be psychic fighting.
Psychic
be down.
Fire.
I think the only one we have is Gallade. Yeah, I don't know. I think psychic fighting would be cool. A lot of legendaries are just psychic type though. It'd be cool if it was not psychic type. Give us a new type combo we haven't had before. Like
That seems to be the theme.
yeah, like
Fire electric.
like a fire fairy. That'd be cool.
We don't have a fire fairy?
No.
No.
Or fairy fighting. That would be cool. I could see that. Being a fairy fighting type.
Fighting electric.
I can't really see it being...
Fighting electric would be cool. I don't know. But that's it for news this week. So, let's talk about... What have you been doing? Parker, what have you been doing?
School, Destiny 2. I don't know what else. What have we been doing, Jeremy? I've pretty much every game I've played with you.
A
sweet.
lot of Destiny. That's really... Yeah.
Yeah. Destiny.
Does that go for you too, Jeremy? You just been playing Destiny?
I played some Destiny, played some Call of Duty. I saw Joker.
He's had some job interviews.
Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Wow, this is the first time hearing of this.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't really tell you unless you ask him if he can do something. He's like, I have an interview.
Where, for like film stuff?
One of the jobs was to be... Well, I had 2 interviews. One of them was to be a video editor for a company down in California, but I didn't get that one.
Like,
And then I had another.
That would
It
be
was... Yeah, that's why I was like saying about the Evo stuff. I was like, wait to see what my job is, but I didn't end up getting it.
cool.
And then I had one who's be a news photographer here in Boise, so like I would shoot stuff for the news.
You should work with Beignet.
I had an interview with Channel 6, and they just never got back to me. Just ghosted me. And so I had that was to be like a studio tech. But then I had one to be like a news photographer, so like I would shoot the stuff for the news.
Yeah, news photography.
And like I'd help fly drones and stuff. And this is for Channel 2. And I had an interview
Channel 2 is
last
like
Wednesday.
the
Yeah.
like the worst of the local networks there.
It's not the worst, but it's not like a Channel
I
7.
don't know. I mean, Channel 7, yeah, is obviously the best one there, but like, 'cause what there's 7, 9, 6, and 2, right? Or there's 4 also.
Yeah.
I think 4 it has one, but 2 because 2 CBS, and that one's not the best.
It's not the best, but it's not the worst one.
I mean, I haven't seen Idaho News in like
the news.
5 years,
7's
but
the best.
yeah, 7's the best because they get the most money. But yeah, me, I got a PlayStation 4 since we last spoke for free, which was pretty dope. Friend gave it to me.
How did you get it?
It's kind of a depressing story. My friend, he's getting married in April, and I was at his house, and one of my other friends was like, "Oh, I gotta do my tax return so I can buy some stuff." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I gotta do mine too because I want to get like a new camera or maybe like a PS4 or something." And he's like, "Oh, well," my other friend was like, "Oh, you can have mine." And I was like, "Are you sure? Like I can pay for it?" And he's like, "No, you can just take it." And I was like, "Really? Are you sure?" Because I had asked him like 6 months earlier if I could buy it from him, and he's like, "No." But he's like, "No, yeah, you can just take it." And I was like, "Why?" And he's like, "Well, I'm getting married." And I'm like, "And like you can't still play games?" And he's like,
No.
I don't know, probably not." And I'm like, "Are you sure?" And he's like, "Why do you think Joel left the Xbox here?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah."
Oof.
Big rip. So I got a PS4 for free. So me buying Spider-Man a year ago for $20 paid off because now I have something to play it on.
A year ago? Oh my god.
What the hell?
Well, I bought it when it was on sale. It was $20. And I'm like, I'm not gonna not get it. I'm gonna play this eventually, and it's gonna be the cheapest it's gonna be for a while. So I just had the foresight to buy it, and now I have a PS4. I also bought Battlefront 2 because my sister loves that game. And I do too, but I know she's like wanted to play. She only likes a few games, and Battlefront is one of them. So I got that so that she could play it with me. But obviously the big reason I wanted a PS4 was to play FF7 Remake, which now I can in a few months when it comes out. And then I want to pick up Persona 5. I'm getting into what I'm looking forward to. But so yeah, I got a PS4, and so I've been playing some Battlefront. I don't have online, and like you can't do anything in Battlefront if you don't have online. So I've just been playing like arcade mode with like Joel. Okay, so they brought back instant action, which is probably the best feature of the old one. But it's single player only. You can't do couch co-op instant action. Yeah, it's stupid. I'm like, you brought it back. You went through the trouble of bringing it back, but you can't do it with multiple people. And like, there's co-op, like all the cool co-op modes are online only. So I haven't gotten it yet, so I can't even play those. But like even the store and like loot boxes and like upgrading and crafting, you have to have online for that. I'm like, what the heck? Like, I want to play all this stuff, but I haven't gotten it yet. So yeah, I've been playing some Battlefront 2 here and there. That's really all I've been playing. I said earlier I went to go see Parasite. And yes, that's what I've been doing. So I guess I'll go into what we looking forward to. So like I said, FF7 Remake. Now that I have a PS4, I want to get Persona 5R. Whenever that comes out. And then Animal Crossing is next month. And then Clone Wars. I've been watching Clone Wars too. But yeah, that's next week, which I gotta catch up. So yeah. Also, okay. This is kind of a spoiler, but you guys have seen Clone Wars already, right?
No.
No?
You can spoil it.
All of them?
Like all the show.
Yeah, I have.
Okay, well, so I just watched the part where spoilers for the Clone Wars, by the way, if you're listening. Obi-Wan meets his girl again, and I'm like, oh man, Obi-Wan's a straight up G. But I was watching like a Clone Wars recap just in case I don't get to finish before of the series, and I said to you guys, I'm like, oh man, like Obi-Wan, he's got a girl. I really like her. I hope they bring her back for his show. And then I was like, oh gosh, I hope she doesn't die. And then I watched.
She's gonna die in the Siege of Mandalore.
I watched the recap. No, Darth Maul kills her.
Wait, she's already dead?
Yes. I was like,
I don't remember that.
Poor.
I just
Obi-Wan.
assumed she was gonna die in the Siege of Mandalore.
Poor Obi-Wan. Dang, that added so much to his character too. I was like, ugh. I hope that in like his show they give us some like flashbacks of her, because I would think that'd be really cool. But dang, yeah, I was really sad when I saw that.
Who would play her?
I don't know. She'd have to be like in her 40s.
Natalie Portman just plays every female in Star Wars.
Honestly, I think Jessica Chastain could do it. She's that age. I'll send you a picture of her. I think she could do it. She's around that age. And she kind of looks like the Duchess of Mandalore.
Yeah, I could see Jessica Chastain.
She had short hair and
dyed
it blonde. Also, she's Fuego, so you know.
Just because she has red hair.
It's not the only reason. She has a very attractive.
It's like 90% of the reason.
It is not. It's just the cherry on top. Because
actual cherry
it's
on
red.
top.
Yeah, there you go. Nice. High five. Yeah.
No, you don't get.
Yeah, you don't get it.
Now I want to watch One Punch.
One Punch. Found you.
I want season 3 to come out.
I know. Okay.
I never finished season 2.
Parker,
I don't think.
what are you looking forward to?
Spring break.
Spring break.
Because
Spring
that
break.
means,
Yeah, you're
that means
you're gonna
winter
come-
term will be over.
We're gonna come to OC Spring Break 2020, baby.
No.
Why not?
Because that costs money.
You have some money.
No. I'm a college student. And I have a girlfriend. There's no money.
Well, you gotta drop one of them.
Oh my god.
It's a real Sophie's choice. Excuse me.
What? What did you say?
Sophie's Choice.
I don't know what that is.
It was a movie. I don't specifically remember what the choice is. It was like a super hard choice, but now it's just a term of a figure of speech. I'm gonna find what the choice is because it's like super heartbreaking, but it's like holy crap. Like if you were given this choice, it would be like wow. I'm gonna find it. Okay. It's an allusion to the 1979 novel Sophie's Choice, in which a mother arriving at the Auschwitz concentration camp is forced to choose which of her 2 children is to be killed. Failure to make a choice will result in the death of both children.
That's fricked up.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So it's a real Sophie's Choice situation.
And they made a movie about this.
Yeah, it's a very good movie. Starring Meryl Streep.
I think Betty White should play the Duchess of Mandalore. Just use de-aging technology.
That's gonna be a no for me, dog.
Fine.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Well, you have to come for Evo at least. You guys got to come for Evo.
I don't think I can be able to. That's weird. It's not even any melee.
I mean, there'll be a side tournament. What are you, Ben? But yeah, I don't know. Well, because I don't know. I don't have a reason to come back in December this year because there's not any movie coming out that we have to go see. I mean,
Well, the
I
rest
could
of us, and by the rest of us, I mean at least me and Colin are gonna watch Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
It's a TV show, though. You watch it together?
No,
What?
Colin hasn't seen the movie.
Colin hasn't seen the movies.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean,
When does the TV show come out?
I wouldn't come for Christmas
Later
this year,
the-
though. I'd come
2021, I think. Not for a long time. Although it's gonna be the most expensive TV show of all time.
Yeah.
Six.
So I don't know. Maybe I'll come back in December. I don't know. But it's just so hard to get time off. Hopefully I'm working for myself by that point. But yeah, I don't know. Jeremy, what are you looking forward to?
I'm getting a job.
Yeah, you deadbeat.
Does anyone know what happened to Colin? Did Colin get a job? Is that why he's just kind of disappeared?
I don't know, but I don't know if this is the place to talk about that.
Text him right now.
He's not gonna watch this.
Anything else you're looking forward to, Jeremy?
Money.
Money, please.
Hey, the want of money is the root of all evil. So
I'm an evil person.
yeah, I guess so.
And the root of all fun.
No.
From a certain point of view.
The Jedi are evil.
If one wants to be a wise and powerful leader, one must embrace a larger view of the Force, not just the dogmatic, narrow-minded view of the Jedi. Well, I think that's the show. So, thank you so much for listening. We hope you find time out of your busy schedule to come back and listen to us next week. But come on, we all know you've got nothing better to do. If you are on iTunes or Spotify, make sure to leave a like. Not leave a like. If you're on iTunes and Spotify, make sure to leave a review. Tell a friend about the show. It really helps us out. If you're on YouTube, make sure to hit like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you all next week. Peace out.